What's going on? July 2020. What is going on? What's actually going on? It's actually crazy what's going on. I don't know where to begin. And I want to be happy. I want to be optimistic. And I'm generally quite an optimistic guy. I like to look on the bright side of things. But it's very, very strange what kind of world we find ourselves in now. Um, there's this video going around where this lady, for intents and for all intents and appearances, looks like she's been stopped by the police, and the police are asking her to come out the van. Sorry, come out the car, looking like they want to search her, possibly arrest her, and it's a very short clip online, about 45 seconds or something like that. I think Linford Christie was the one of the original posters of the video, and essentially it just looks like the police were, even that video itself looks like she was just being stopped, and they wanted to search her. You can see there's this white police officer, lady police officer, and it looked like she was trying to calm the situation, because probably she had in her mind that, it's a very tense time right now. Race relations aren't great, so the optics of a white police officer stopping a black person for any kind of purpose has to be treated really, really carefully. So obviously you can probably see in her eyes that she's just like, I don't even want any of this right now. But the ladies, screaming, saying, "Oh, I've got my son in the back. I'm really worried." I don't know what she said actually. I don't think she said I'm really worried, but she's just really afraid. I've got my son in the back. Why are you stopping us? Blah blah blah. And there wasn't much else to the context of the video other than it did look like the police were, at least apparently, unjustly stopping them, and wanting to do a search. Now, I don't know how many times we've got to say this, but one of the things we've got to do as black people, stop resisting arrest or search. Just stop. Just comply. I don't think it's too much for us. We are not so soft, so, I don't know, weak-minded, and so fragile that we can't undergo a search and survive to live another day. It's okay. You can be stopped. Police are just doing their job. It turns out actually that they stopped the vehicle because it had over the legal limit of tint. When you've got tinted windows, they can't be completely blacked out. Now, I knew this even before I started driving. I knew this. A lot of people knew this. I would hazard actually most people know that, but a lot of people still do it anyway. They just tint their windows. But if you do that, guess what? The police can stop you. So again, it's like one of those things. You're not supposed to do something, but you think, well, I'm just going to do it anyway. And then you get stopped and then you get angry. I don't, part of me says, okay, if everyone's doing it and someone gets away with it, it's a bit like, well, what about that guy? But it's a bit like speeding. If you speed, you go 80 miles an hour and the police stop you, it's no good for you to say, well, hold on a minute. I saw that guy, he was speeding 90 miles an hour. Why'd you stop me? That's not gonna help you in that situation. You were doing something wrong. You take responsibility. You fix it. Don't put yourself in the limelight is the way I like to look at it. So it turns out that they had blacked out windows. Apparently they were going the wrong way on the road. But the worst part of it for me was that the police signaled to stop them. So they put the blues and twos on, and they saw it. Apparently she admitted that she saw the police signaling to stop them, but she said, no, they just carried on. Now, I don't know what planet you are on, but I have no sympathy for anybody that decides when the police signal for them to stop, they decide, you know what I'm gonna do? You know the best thing in this situation to do? I'm gonna carry on driving. That has to be the most ridiculous decision making I've ever heard. You can't do that. Any police show, any film, anything you've ever watched should tell you, even the most basic of training, even GTA for crying out loud will tell you you can't do it. Will not end well for you, because what you're doing is signaling to the police officer, I'm a threat, I am dangerous, I have a reason not to stop. So they have no choice but to pursue you. And they have no choice but, when they finally stop you, to approach your vehicle with caution and want you to come out the vehicle and, for a search. You've indicated immediately that you're something that they should be very suspicious of. And then you play the victim. She's talking about saying that she believes that the head of the Met should resign, Cressida Dick should resign, which is like, I mean, I don't know what kind of playing the victim this is, but this is like level 1,000. Like, it's just way too much. And she's saying now that she's thinking about suing them. We are not so weak, okay? Black people are not the weakest, most fragile things. We can undergo a stop and search. It's okay. I don't think it's too much for us to ask. Don't drive on the wrong side of the road. When the police stop you or flash you to stop, you stop immediately. Whatever it is you're doing, you stop. Okay? I don't think that's too much. And when the police are undergoing a search or looking to arrest you, you don't resist. I don't think that's too much. Resisting and fighting the police is not going to help you. Now, obviously, you can ask questions. You can take their badge number and file a complaint, all of that stuff. There's a process for that. And guess what? There are many countries where that is not an option. So as much as you want to say, oh, wow, what's the point of doing a complaint? What about other countries? You go to definitely Africa, you're having a laugh. You think you can complain to the police? There's probably a complaints procedure, but you have no help in hell for it to go anywhere. In fact, it's commonly accepted that you'd bribe the police in many parts of Africa. So as much as people want to poo on the system in this country, there is a complaints process, and it's a lot better than a lot of places. So use the process. A lot of people don't even try the process before they poo it, before they say, this is just, it'll never work. What's the point? Well, then they choose to fight the police. What do you expect? What do you want them to do? You've indicated in so many ways that you are a danger. And the joke of it, I mean, she's trying to make this about a race, that she was racially profiled. I said, hold on a minute. Your vehicle had blacked out windows. How could they even know you were black? It doesn't even matter. You could be black, white, whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay? Don't act like a criminal. You're doing things that fit in the criminal modus operandi. Man, it's just crazy. I am not fragile, and I don't believe my family are, any of my friends are. I think we can do better than that, man. We don't need this. We don't need this kind of idea that, it's almost special treatment. It's like we want to be treated like diplomats. Like we've got diplomatic immunity. Like we can basically do whatever you want and we can't be prosecuted for it. She wants to be able to have blacked out windows. She wants to not have to stop when the police indicate for her to stop. That's basically what she's saying. I don't know what else can you deduce from what she's trying to say here? Well, because she has a baby in the back. How many cars have babies in the back? Should the police knock on them with, oh, you got a baby in, oh, okay, sorry to disturb you. I didn't know you had a baby in the back. Listen, you can drive on the wrong side of the road now. I'm sorry. Just go on your way, man. That's just stupid. So, I don't know. For me, there has to be some responsibility, some accountability. And this is becoming a joke. It's like you are making a mockery of real racism where it exists. There is real racism that exists in amongst some individuals. And when those situations arise, we should be able to be ready and, not spent all of our energy spent on chasing ridiculous, claims. This is a ridiculous claim, in my view. There may be more information that I'm not privy to now, but this sounds ridiculous as a claim for racism. There are some real heinous crimes out there that we should be investing our time on. But this is not it. This is not it. Okay. This is not a meal ticket. Stop this rubbish. Okay. All you're doing is hurting people. You're hurting genuine cases of, prejudice, discrimination, racism, whatever you want to call it. Now, I'm not a big fan of playing the race card, but I'm well aware that there are cases of racism that exists. But we have got to stop this madness, man. If you want to create a racist, this is how you do it, okay? This is exactly how you do it, where you completely ignore rule of law and you say, you know what, treat me differently, treat me better, okay? I want you to treat me at a higher elevation. Treat me like royalty, basically. And, you know, rule of law doesn't apply because I am above it. That can't work. And if you want any kind of equality and if you want people to treat you well, that isn't the way you do it. Okay, you can't hold a gun to someone's head and say, look, you must respect me by force. No, they may fear you, but that's not the same as respect. And the second they can kill you or overthrow you, they will. Okay, so it's just not the way to do it. Earn the respect over time. It's hard earned. It's a gradual process. It takes forgiveness as well. It takes some building of trust. But this is not the way to do it. And we've got to stop this nonsense, man. I'm just so fed up with it. Anyway, that's it.